you're examining your life to see what boundaries you need. Then you're deciding on those boundaries and making some firm decisions, and maybe even deciding on the people that you're going to look towards, maybe to mentor you or to influence you. And then I think you have to begin to articulate, for me, I had to begin to write affirmations about some of my boundaries. I had to say it to myself over and over again, because what happens to me, or what I think happens to a lot of us, is we have a certain mindset. And the only way to change that mindset is to revisit our decisions, write them down, revisit them, and then to speak about them to ourselves. We don't necessarily have to speak about them to other people at first. You're eventually going to have to tell people your boundaries, but I think you have to become kind of comfortable a little bit first, and a little confident first with those new decisions that you've made, and begin to kind of say it to yourself like, okay, let me rehearse this conversation that I'm getting ready to have with my mama. Let me say it. Maybe I want to say it that way. Maybe I want to say it this way. And maybe you have these conversations where you practice that new boundary setting, and you think about how you want to explore that with somebody. What do you think about that idea?
I would think that's like, the best way to do things for sure. Um, Deciding on my boundaries. I'm sorry, can you rephrase the question so I can answer it? Like, I don't
Like,
know.
do you think it's good to kind of affirm to yourself, to say to yourself, maybe writing affirmations, or kind of talking yourself through those conversations that you might need to have before you actually spit out your new boundaries to
Okay,
somebody?
so yeah, now I remember what I was gonna say. Okay, so yeah, most definitely that is definitely like the way you would want to do things. Especially for me because like I said, I was like the rebel child. I've never really grown out of that, even though yes, now I'm like, okay, my parents are getting older, so there is like, respect that I owe them that I might have not given them when I was younger. But then like, old ways still come about. Like I still just, blurt things out. And I've always been like a writer. I've always done like poetry, and I've always written stories and scripts of all types. And I feel like that is the affirmations is like a good way to lead myself into better decisions. But I never feel like I have the time to do it. And I feel like that in itself is just an excuse because I definitely could make the time to do it. But it takes a lot, within you to like really have to sit down with yourself and like, be honest about what you need to do and how you need to start saying things, because I've always despised like when people said like it's not how you say it, or it's not what you said, it's how you say it. Because for me, I'm like a person, I'm gonna take whatever you said however you intended it for it to be, whether you, sugarcoated it or you just said it straight out. But learning like, that's not how a lot of people are. Like a lot of people really would prefer a more mild way of saying things. So I mean, that type of thing, I feel like I need to write more about how other people are, because I already understand myself and I know myself. So that's why a lot of things don't bother me. But if I want to have lasting relationships, I think the writing the affirmations thing and like deciding how I'm going to speak to people is the way to go.
My name is Zennurgy, and I have a weekly podcast called Zennurgy, which is fuel for the mind, body, and soul. And this is the Zennurgize Your Life Goal Setting Package, Volume 1. It comes with the workbook, a journal, stickers, a bookmark, tabs, and a QR code where you can find my podcast. And inside this workbook, you're going to have 16 different principles. The first one, I'm going to show you mine, is abundance. You have a place to put pictures that inspire you of role models, also pictures of goals that you want to create, goals, journal prompts, meditations, affirmations, all kinds of things to help you focus on this principle to better your life. And like I said, there's 16 principles. So this is a $15 package that comes with all of these things I've shown you, $21 with shipping and handling, and you can get it at laughsandlyrics.com. So Zennurgize your life with me. Thank you.